Hey, it's me again. So, we're now going to go over the 3 things that we did really well in our Colorado house hack. So if you missed the 3 lessons learned video that we just did, go ahead and check it out right here. The first thing that we did really well was fostering a great living environment with our tenants / roommates. This was really necessary because we shared everything pretty much except bedrooms for these people. So making sure that we were comfortable living with each other and sharing these spaces was really important for us to all feel comfortable. This all just came from communicating and being transparent up front, saying, hey, here are the shared spaces, here's our typical schedule, here's what we usually do, and we have a dog, which is obviously a huge plus for anyone who want to live with a corgi. And it's also not about saying, hey, here's how it's going to be. It's also listening to them, saying, how do you want it to be? What kind of living situation do you want? So it's really a give and take and being empathetic of these people who are looking for a simple living space and also to save money on rent, because we think we were totally fair with our rent price. I mean, you guys know the rent price if you watch our previous videos. It was $750 and $800 for some of the rooms. And for one room in the Denver area, we think that's a steal. So we were glad we were able to provide some affordable housing. And that also meant that we needed to be really understanding of these people who wanted to share this living space with us. We found ourselves developing a really good friendship with these people too. We would go on hikes and backpacks with them, watch movies with them, and also even cook dinner with them sometimes and share meals. So this went a long way when there was friction in the relationship and we needed to sort stuff out. And we also realized that we needed to be careful with this relationship because it was a landlord and tenant relationship. And so it was really just being careful and not overstepping any boundaries, but also realizing that, hey, we can still be friends with these people even though I am their landlord. And so we never really ran into any issues there, but we were aware of it, and I'm sure they were aware of it too. So lesson 1 was fostering a great living environment for our tenants in which everyone was comfortable and it was a win-win situation. The second thing that we did really well was finding a rockstar agent and lender. This went super far in terms of making the process super smooth as a first-time home buyer like I was back then. I really didn't know what I was doing, and I'm really happy that I had Casey, our agent, and Mo, our lender, with us in the process. Casey knew the area super well because he lived there his whole life and was able to understand what we were trying to do in terms of house hacking and really try to find houses that fit that niche and also find places that were close enough for work for me so I didn't have to have a super long commute. And then Mo, the lender, did a really good job of understanding my financial situation and made the closing and lending process super simple and easy to understand. We talk a lot about this in the second YouTube video we ever made. Having good talent on your side, having good agents and lenders, they really do all the heavy lifting for you. You don't need to know everything about every market and every little detail. Having a rockstar agent on your side, they'll do a lot of that work for you. You really just need to know what you want. You need to have an outline of what you want so that they can go look for that, because if you're just saying, I want a good house, well then what are they going to do with that, right? So having a location, a type of house, and a criteria of, hey, I want a house hack, I want to live as closely as possible to free, here's kind of the separation boundaries I want. The more you have lined out what you want, the better they can do their job of molding their search to fit that criteria. In terms of how to find this good talent, what I like to do is network. So I go to real estate investing meetups on Zoom these days and just meet new people and talk to people. They understand what house hacking and real estate investing is in general. And so having an agent that knows about that or even specializes in that is going to go a long way for you, because they're going to steer you away from the traditional, possibly expensive home ownership and go more towards a more lucrative and better for your future house hacking or investing route. And then this is not a blanket statement, but usually when you find one kind of rock star, they know the other rock stars. And so you can really leverage their network from there and use the people that they know, use their lenders, use their contractors, use their property managers. Because even now, as we are in Washington, but our rental properties in Colorado, having a good property manager is so nice. Like having them manage everything with the repairs, all the tenant requests and inquiries, and just everything that's needed with the house is a huge weight off our shoulders. Keeping and finding good talent is essential to any business. So the thing we did super well, number 2, was finding and using this rockstar talent. So the third thing that we did really well, kind of on accident, was buying this place below market value. So this is something that me, Kevin, talks about again, where you want to buy a place that is significantly below a house that is totally fixed up in the area. So just to give you some numbers, we bought this place for $366,000. The appraisal came back at $370,000, so not much of a gap there. And it's hard to retroactively kind of price this because it was like 18 months ago now. But I'm guessing that a fix-up single-family home in the area, 3-bed, 2-bath, was somewhere around $400,000. So again, not a huge gap, only about $35,000. But having that gap, having that wedge, as Kevin calls it, is really nice as you go to fix it up because you're capturing that equity in the form of renovating it instead of buying it already fixed up. So I can't say I was trying to do this. I was really just trying to find a place that was cheaper than the rest of the houses in the area. But that's essentially what finding a deal is understanding the market, understanding how much a house is worth fixed up versus how much the house is priced at on the market not fixed up, and being able to estimate the renovation costs in between there. And then on that same token, you remember that we moved into the house, it was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And then if you've been following us in the previous video here, we talked about this, is that we were able to convert it to a 4-bed, 2-bath by adding an egress window in the basement. This is because the basement was not a conforming bedroom, so technically the city or the county does not recognize it as a 4-bedroom house. And honestly, we were going to do this anyway just because it's the safe and healthy thing to do for the house. And so spending only $4,000 to add a bedroom to the house was a no-brainer for us. And I'm sure that when we go to appraise it, this will have a huge impact on the value of the house. The bedroom, the space is already there. It's not like we added a new structure to make it 4 bedrooms. The space, the potential is already there. And so all we had to do was add an egress window. And that is certainly something that we will look to do in future house hacks, is looking for that potential to add on maybe separate living areas, maybe a separate entrance into a basement, or maybe a detached ADU or a mother-in-law suite. All of these we think add to the comfortability of the property and also just to the long-term rentability of the property, being able to rent out separate units while still on a single family house. So the third thing that we did really well was finding this place below market value, finding a place that needed mostly cosmetic work, although some other work as we've seen in previous videos, and then capturing the equity and adding value in the terms of renovations. So with that being said, guys, I hope the combination of lessons learned and the things that we did really well add value to your tool belt, to your knowledge, so you can go attack your future house hacks. Please let us know if you have any experience doing this, or if you have any questions, of course. I'm always down in the comment section below, ready to answer your questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being so loyal to Brad and Chloe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.